Hey everyone, GirlMeetsPixels here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you guys Let's Renovate House Plan B, the second and final part of it. And I know it's taken me forever to get this out, and I promise I have a perfectly good explanation. But if you haven't seen the first part, we just renovated the outside and landscaped and just really fixed up the exterior of the house. It looked so hideous. It had this teal and orange theme going on, and it just, it was not cute. So I recommend going and checking that out if you guys want to see how all that panned out and whatnot. But yeah, so that will be linked down below in the description bar. So this part is going to be more of the decorating, more of furnishing everything and just making the house look really cute. It fully comes together, and I honestly love how this house turned out. I was not expecting to like it so much, especially because the style of it is a lot more outside of my comfort zone, and it's not something I normally would like, but I don't know, just something about this house has like the 60s kind of fun, funky little vibe to it, and I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. So we're starting out here in the backyard to decorate and furnish it. Nothing too crazy. I wanted to keep it mostly simple and just be a place so Jolina can entertain. She loves to throw parties. She is a party animal. And being that she's, single and young, I feel like she would have, a lot of people over a lot of the times on the weekends or in the evening times, and just throwing those parties. Not like super crazy like college drinking kind of parties, more like just a bunch of friends getting together and hanging out and eating food and socializing and just listening to some music. And so I wanted to kind of give her a lot of different spaces so that she can entertain in all these different areas. So on here she has like a little nice grill and a place for everyone to sit down and get some shade. And then, oh my gosh, I love this. So there's these super cute birch trees all kind of clustered together that we had added in the first part. And Jolina is a bookworm. She loves to read, and so you guys will see throughout the house that there's plenty of places, it's like a tongue twister, plenty of places for her to be able to sit down, relax, and just read a good book. And so I thought this little tree area would be perfect for a little hanging love seat. And then I added this little arbor arch kind of thing that has ivy on it, and I had to use OMSP to be able to place it, so it should work. I think I play tested part of this lot, but I don't think I play tested this part. I don't know, I might have. She should be able to sit down, or any of you Sims should be able to sit down on that bench and read, or whatever it is that they're going to be doing. I just thought it was so cute with the little market lights, and it's just like a cozy little area, and I'm like in love with it. And then I also added a fire pit because, like I said, I just imagine her having friends over and just all hanging out and chilling together. And so I feel like a fire pit is perfect for that, for them to all sit down and just chat and just hang out. But we're finally moving on into the inside of the house, and oh my goodness, I seriously am so in love with this interior. I had a couple of times where I just really had no clue what to do. I felt very stuck, and at this point right now in this video, I hadn't decided fully the style or the direction that I wanted to go. I knew that I wanted to kind of make it fit that retro theme that was originally there with the house, and that the house kind of already has in itself. So it has a little bit of a 60s vibe to it, but then I also eventually pull it all together with some really cute colors. I use a lot of fun, bright colors that I normally do not use. I'm a lot more of a neutral person, and so it was really fun, stepping outside of my comfort zone and putting in these teals and these reds and these yellows and these like really bold accents of black, but with it also being very light and airy because I didn't want it to be heavy at all. So I just love it. I'm just in love with this house, and I so badly just want to go in and play inside the house because it's just so cute. I'm just in love with it. She does have a little dining area with those chairs and everything, and she also has bar stools at the counter. So there's a lot of places for, you know, her Sims, or not her Sims, for her friends to come and sit and hang out, or to have dinner parties, stuff like that. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know, she could really entertain people and just have a lot of people over, and for the space to flow well. And then we also head into the bathroom, which, oh my goodness, it was so ugly before. Oh my gosh, it was hideous. And I hated it so much. They had like 20 million counters in there with like 2 sinks. And I was like, she lives on her own. We don't need like this huge waste of space with all these counters and everything. So I was able to go in. I added a shower and a tub. And added, you know, a toilet, of course, kind of a necessity. Then added in some counters and just 1 sink. I just feel like I made better use of the space than what it was before. And I think it turned out looking way, way, way better than it was, because it was tragic. I did throughout the house kind of pull in that teal and orange theme. I don't have as much orange, but I do have quite a bit of teal throughout the house. I just felt like I wanted to kind of pay ode or pay tribute to the original house. And even though the original house was hideous and ugly, I thought the teal and orange was, you know, fun. So I did go in and kind of add accents of that throughout the house. So you guys will see that here and there, just little bits of teal and a little bit of orange, and just a little bit of a funky kind of thing going on. But I seriously love it. I also added this really cool like cabinet thing that came with, I think it came with like expansion, or not expansion packs. It did come with an expansion pack. It came with ambitions, I think. I could be wrong though. It's just like a little bathroom like closet thing. I don't know what to call it. Just like a little organization drawer system for, you know, bathroom stuff. And then I went and attached shelves to it, and then placed items all along the open shelving. And I've never done that before. I just thought it was something kind of fun to fill the space without it like taking up too much of the actual space. So I really thought it was a cool idea. And then I started going in and trying to add photos. This looked ridiculous. I was like, no, that looks stupid. It looks more like a kid's bathroom. I want her to kind of have more of a sophisticated bathroom, because she, you know, she's older and does live by herself. And I don't know, it just makes no sense to me for her to have a kid kind of bathroom. But at this point, I still wasn't for sure on the style and everything that I wanted to go with. But eventually, as you guys will see later on, because I don't recolor on camera, you guys will see later on how much better that bathroom turns out looking, and just like the color scheme and everything. I eventually figured it all out. Right now, you guys can kind of see a glimpse of the bathroom to the right hand side. I had started recoloring, but I actually ended up going in and changing that completely. So it doesn't even matter right now looking at it. But here we are in the living room, and oh, I love this living room. Normally, like I said, I just am not a super colorful person when it comes to decorating my houses for Sims. But I really just stepped outside of, you know, that my little neutral circle, and really added, you know, pops of color here and there. And this living room turns out, oh, just so cute. I seriously am so in love with it, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it at the end, because I just love it. But yeah, so these couches are the ones I end up going with. Actually, right off the bat, I kind of knew furniture-wise what I wanted to go with. I just had no clue, like, color scheme-wise. But as you guys can see, it has a little bit of that 60s vibe. We have a little bit of mid-century going on. It's not too modern though, like in the like 50s modern kind of way. Because I didn't want it to be too, I don't know, just too like mid-century, that it just looks, you know, kind of futuristic, and I don't know how to explain it, but I wanted it to still look updated and fresh with having a little bit of that vintage vibe to it. And in the end, I think I pulled that off. I feel like I do. I don't know if I 100% do. I did go on Pinterest and was looking at, you know, mid-century and 60s kind of inspiration and whatnot. And I mean, the decor back then was pretty tragic. It was pretty bad. So I feel like I did, you know, just an updated version of what that style originally was. And I think it all comes together really well. There's a super awesome wire, yeah, that wire chair right there. Oh, I recently downloaded that a couple months ago and I hadn't used it yet. And I was like, this is perfect. It's just, it's just the perfect size and shape for this room. It just goes with it. And I eventually recolor it and make it like super bright red. It's just so cool. I love it. I actually wish I had a chair like that in my house because I think it's so cool. It's just something you don't see every day and I love it. But yeah, so this house is available for download. You guys will be able to download the furnished version. Oftentimes though, with stuff from The Sims 3 that has custom content in it, it gets very jumbled and sometimes it doesn't always have all the custom content there. So I did provide a custom content text list, which you guys can also download. It just lists out all the custom content, not any of the expansion pack or Sims 3 store stuff. So if it's not listed on the text file, then that means it came with an expansion pack, a stuff pack, or it's from the Sims 3 store. So you guys will have to kind of figure those pieces out yourselves. But all the custom content is listed on that list that you guys can download. And I have I didn't link everything, but it does have like all the names of the creators, and you're able to go and if you just type it into Google, if you just copy and paste or whatever into Google, the things that I listed, then it should show up. So hopefully that will help you guys out so you guys can download the custom content. There is quite a bit of custom content in here. And like I said, while I'm doing this renovating kind of series, I will be decorating with custom content and just kind of decorating and building the way that I normally decorate and build. So it usually is a big mixture of custom content and then of course, regular expansion pack kind of stuff. So just a forewarning, it does come with a lot of custom content. So if you don't want that, you can go download the unfurnished version, which will also be linked in the description bar as well. So if you don't want all the custom content and want to go search for it yourself, then you can just download the unfurnished version and download the CC text file. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense for you guys. If you guys have any questions, just comment them and I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. But as you guys can see, the kitchen has, really come together. I used the retro fridge from Supernatural, which I have never used that fridge before. So I was really excited about that. I was like, yay, I finally get to use this. And those photos that I just placed right there, as you can see, that has the little toast on it. Those are some vintage posters I just had recently downloaded, and I haven't used them yet until, this build. And that's when I was like, you know what? That's my color scheme. That teal and those reds and a little bit of black and the yellow, that's what I'm gonna go with. And so later on, I finally, when I go to recolor and everything, you guys will see that the house is very much inspired by those photos, and I love it. It has just this perfect vintage fun vibe to it, and I'm just, yeah. I know I keep saying that. I really just am in love with this house. I got stuck at some points and I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna finish this house. I have no clue my direction, and then eventually it just all came together. Oh, I really did. I love it. There is this little table right here with the kind of retro looking clock, which I never put clocks in my Sims houses either. But I just put down, some phones and some magazines, kind of just like the drop off table, which if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys will know in my Sims houses, I oftentimes will have just a little table where they can drop the bills or any other stuff they need to put down. It's just kind of nice to have. And it's just realistic, I feel like everyone in their house kind of has that one area where they just drop off the mail and the keys and the the everything, so that when you're on your way out the door, you just can grab it real quick. But we are now in the bedroom. Oh yes, I'm so excited. So the bedroom doesn't exactly fully go with the rest of the theme of the house. It still ties in, I feel perfectly. But color scheme wise, it is a lot different than the rest of the house, and it actually ends up being, pretty similar to how the bathroom turns out. Jamie Jolina is the description of her is that she's a bookworm. She also works in the medical field, and she's, kind of a genius, but she's also a partier and loves to, doll herself up and is, really girly. And so she's this mixture between this nerd and this hottie. And so I wanted to reflect that within, you know, her house, because that is, you know, who lives here inside of this home. And so the house kind of reflects that she's very fun, outgoing, loves to party, but she's also, you know, a bookworm and a nerd. So there's a lot of papers everywhere and books, and I just assume, you know, those are like medical journals. It's just the stuff that she reads to stay updated on the medical field, and being that she's a genius, she's constantly wanting to learn. So I have just those kind of accents all throughout the house. In her bedroom, it's a lot more girly and it's a lot more romantic, while still having a little bit of that vintage vibe, but not as much as the rest of the house has. And I think I don't know, it just turns out really gorgeous. It turns out way better than I was expecting, because it was towards this point that I was just like, oh my goodness, I have no clue what to do. I did go in and add a closet, and I did have to rearrange the windows a little bit. So that will be a little different from the unfurnished version if you guys download them. So there is a little bit of small changes like that. But I do go in and add a closet. I just put the supernatural French doors in, and that's like one of my favorite things to do. It just like opens up the space. It gives like some depth to the room, because the room is just like this big boring square, and I didn't need, you know, that much space. It's just one sim living in this house. And so I filled it in with, you know, a little clothing rack and a shelf for her to put some boxes on or books or whatever. And then I also do add in another reading corner within her room. And like I said, that's just kind of all throughout the house. There's a lot of bookcases because she does read a lot. So it just makes sense to decorate for the Sims that live in the house. You know, like, it just makes no sense to go and completely, you know, decorate a house and the Sim, you know, doesn't fit the Sim's style. For me, I always want to decorate for the style of that Sim living there. But yeah, so her room turns out really cute, and it's a lot more simple. I actually didn't like go overboard with the decorations and the clutter like I normally do. I kind of actually kept it more clean, and I think I like that a lot. Normally I go in and like clutter the heck out of Sims bedrooms, but I didn't this time, so you guys should be proud. I didn't clutter it that much. And then finally, this room here was actually supposed to be like a second bedroom. And I was like, that's so pointless of a space, you know, like, it just made no sense to me for her to have this big, huge room and for it just to be another bedroom when she just lives by herself. So I actually went in and made it a study, because that makes sense, duh. So she has an entire wall that is filled with bookcases and books. Which makes sense. You know, she has been a reader and just has always loved to do that kind of thing ever since she was young. So her book collection, I would assume, would be huge. And this is the room where she has it all. But yeah, so she has just, you know, places to sit down and read, a little console table there with some mirrors, definitely pulling in that 60s retro style, of course. And then just a computer for her to work at. And I do add in a whiteboard from the University Life Expansion Pack. And I thought that was really cool. She could like work out her ideas there. And then also, yes, a chess table too, because she has to get her logic skill up somehow. But yeah, so anyways, we're getting near the end of this video. I cannot wait for you guys to see the reveal and of the house and just see everything come together. It is just, oh, so cute. Like I said, for all the download information, definitely check out the description. There's going to be a bunch of information in there. And if you guys have any questions or would like to, you know about anything, comment down below. Custom content stuff I probably won't be answering as much, just because I did provide you guys with the CC text file, so you just have to do a simple download and it will tell you where all this stuff is from. But yeah, anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also if you're not already subscribed, make sure to click that button down below, and I will see you all in my very next video. Bye guys.
so in love with you. You got me down.